Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Centre Spotcast, episode 5. Is it, Toby? Episode 5 now.
Episode
It's
5,
crazy.
or there's a secret episode 6, which we didn't put out, but yeah.
Yeah, there is, that didn't go to plan because my laptop decided to break on me halfway through it. But hey, welcome, guys. Hope you're enjoying the tournament. I hope you enjoyed the wonderful game at Wembley. I think we're only just still recovering from seeing that epic tactical masterclass from Gareth Southgate. Unbelievable. Everyone doubted him, Toby, including me. I have to say, including me. Um, I saw that lineup. I was thinking, right, yeah, he's going to set up to defend, but he got it absolutely spot on. First of all, Toby, yeah, what did you think of that game?
Well, you know who didn't doubt him?
Well, yeah,
I said it on the pod. I said it on the pod. He's such a good, an underrated manager as well. I mean, everyone thinks that he's negative or that he doesn't get his tactics right, doesn't play the right players, doesn't pick the right players. But I think from start to finish so far this tournament, everything has been absolutely spot on. Um, Genuinely, that Germany game is probably the happiest I've ever been watching England in my life. We're round my dad's house, and we're all celebrating in the living room, almost as if we're there. It was mental. Yeah, no, I think it was good performance. I was worried at the start. It looked like Germany had a bit about them. It looked like they were going to start taking the game by its neck, but no, we ended up coming back, and I think Pickford made a couple of really good saves. Probably have him down as my man of the match, but yeah, really happy.
yeah, unbelievable game. What, what was your heart doing when Thomas Muller went through on goal? When Raheem Sterling had passed it back a little bit loosely, and our nemesis was bearing down on Jordan Pickford. I was thinking, yeah, that's 1-1. What were you thinking?
I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. I was. It reminded me of the Croatia game. We're 1-0 up. We look all right, and then it's just one moment of just loss of concentration, and all of a sudden he's coming through. And when that missed, I celebrated it more than the goal. And,
Yeah,
me and my dad straight away we jump up off the sofa. We're like hugging each other, screaming, shouting. Oh, what a day!
yeah, absolutely incredible. And yeah, I don't think we've seen an England performance like that for a very, very long time. And to be honest, I think we've got a couple more to come. So yeah, really exciting stuff, and hopefully we can go all the way, Toby. We're gonna be obviously predicting what we think is gonna happen in the quarterfinals. Obviously some massive teams knocked out. Germany, Portugal, France, Netherlands, all gone. So yeah, it's really down to, I would say, maybe 3 teams now that are the favourites. I would put us definitely up there. Um, Belgium and Italy. I think it's our three to lose really. Obviously, Belgium and Italy are playing. Is it later today? I think it's later today. So obviously one of them is going to be getting knocked out. So that leaves it down to 2 really. But as this tournament has told us, anything can happen. So I'm not writing anything off. We could see Denmark win it. Which if England don't win it, I would like them to. So yeah, let's just get straight into it then, Toby. And the first game is Switzerland, who knocked out France famously in the penalty shootout against Spain. What have you got that down as?
Yeah, I mean, my predictions were, I think, well off in the around the 16 in a lot of games. I was close with that Belgium Portugal one. I said 0-0. I didn't think there'd be many goals, and to be honest, I think the Thorgan Hazard goal was it was a good goal, but I think the keeper could have saved it. Um, but that's why I've come into the quarterfinals with a different approach. What we've seen is that players will be really like full of heart when they're losing so far. You know, you saw it with Croatia coming back to 3-3. You saw it with Switzerland coming back to 3-3. So I have no doubt that Spain will probably be the better team. I'm gonna say they'll get it to 2-0, and I think Switzerland will bring it back. But I don't think they'll make it all the way to 2-2. I think it will finish 2-1 Spain.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Spain obviously look ruthless. At the moment, whenever they look to be in trouble, they just turn a switch, and then suddenly they're 3-1 up, and you're struggling. And then as soon as you come back to 3-3, they'll go and score two more goals. It's like the Liverpool of old when Jurgen Klopp first took over, where they were playing, what was it, heavy metal football? I think he called it, where if you score four, we're gonna score five. And I really, that resonates with Spain at the moment. I think that if you score four goals, they're just going to outscore you. So yeah, I can't disagree there. I think there might be a few more goals, just based on obviously how we've seen Spain play, and obviously Switzerland can find a way. I feel to get goals when they need it. I've got it down as a 3-2 Spain win. So I think Spain will go 2 up, like you say. I think Switzerland will come back and make it 2-2, and then Spain will score in extra time. Ryan has got it down. He's got a shock, Toby. Of course he has. Switzerland 2, Spain 1, and he's written just a little explanation. He said, solid and consistent Switzerland to use momentum to make it narrowly to the semis. What do you think on
I don't,
Ryan's prediction?
I don't think it's far off. I mean, every team that we're talking about now, whether we like it or not, you have to hold your hands up and say they are a good team. They all got to the quarters. Switzerland knocked out France to get there. No reason they can't knock out Spain. There's no reason why not. It's just about whether you can see them turning it on again, because I think it would be an upset, as you say. Um, Personally, I don't think they do well from being in the lead. They do well from being behind and then having to kick their butts into gear. Because you saw them 1-0 up and then Ricardo Rodriguez missed the penalty. It's like any other team, you think that gets dispatched and they win 2-0 and that's the game over. It wasn't dispatched. And then France came back, 10 minutes of glory. They went 3-1 up. Pogba spent 10 minutes dancing. Didn't realise his team were conceding at the other end.
Yeah.
So I can see it happening. I'm not gonna write Ryan off and tell him he's stupid for that one, because I can see it happening.
Yeah, as you say, when you get to this stage in the tournament, it's anybody's, and anyone is going to win on the day. I'm shit scared for the England Ukraine game, because I'll sit there watching us play Germany at the end, and I was thinking, okay, yeah, the next game is easier than this one, but I feel like that's not really a mentality to have. And I hope, obviously, that Gareth Southgate installs that into the players and makes them, bring their feet back onto the ground after the scenes in Wembley were absolutely phenomenal, weren't they? I keep watching the videos; it's absolutely crazy.
Goosebumps
Um,
all over.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And if you're a player and you're seeing that, how can you not get carried away with that? Um, but then on the other side, it could just carry on spurring them on even more, and we could see the next level of how we can perform. Because I don't even think that we reached our top level against Germany. I still think there were some things that we didn't do. I won't say didn't do right, but didn't do to the best of our ability. So I really think there's still more to come, which is so exciting. Um, so yeah, just going back to my or your initial point, it's anyone's at this stage. And yeah, obviously Switzerland's knocking out France. You can't write them off at all. Um, The next one, probably think is the biggest one, of the quarterfinals. We've got Belgium against Italy. Toby, is it going to be goals galore?
No. um, again, I said this last time with Belgium, Portugal, two teams with the most attacking talent you're ever gonna see on the biggest stage. Well, excluding the World Cup. But no, I don't think it will. I think it will be cagey like the Portugal game for Belgium. I think that there will be goals, not as many. I think it will go in at 1-1 at full time, and then I think it will go to penalties, and I think Belgium will win on penalties.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I've got it down as 2-2. After extra time, and Belgium to win on penalties. Toby, we had to get one of the predictions slightly the same, didn't we? It
Yes.
wouldn't be a
Ooh.
prediction podcast if we didn't get one the same. Ryan's actually, funnily enough, gone for the same scoreline as myself, 2-2. Um, yeah, I think there's enough quality in both teams to really trouble um, their weaknesses. I don't feel like Belgium and Italy have the greatest defenses. So yeah, if both of their attacking players are on form, I can't see it just being one goal each. I think there will be plenty of um, goal mouth action. I think it's going to be a really exciting game. And now it's going to be 0-0. Now I've said that, but hey, Ryan has got Italy to win on penalties though, so slightly different to us. But he has got Italy as his winners overall. If you cast your mind back to our initial prediction video, so I think if he predicted Italy not to win, I would have questioned him even more. Um, he's said there's going to be goals will be all world class moments out of very little boring match. Won 4-2 by Italy on penalties. So he's given us a little penalty shootout score prediction as well,
And all the
just to
way.
go with that. He's gone all the way. He's gone all the way. So yeah, it's as I say, probably going to be the best game of the four. If you're looking at it as a neutral, plenty of talent on show.
If you're looking at it as a German.
As a German, yeah, exactly. Funnily enough, have you seen the officials for our game, Toby?
Yes, I have, and I am scared.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy that, to be honest. Is something
But
something not right about that?
we shouldn't have to rely on the officiating of a game to get us through a game against Ukraine. I know I said, anyone can win, and that's still true. And if we get knocked out, I wouldn't be too disappointed because we've already beaten Germany. But we shouldn't we shouldn't rely on the officiating of a game. We should be able to beat Ukraine if we're being honest with ourselves. And it should be an easier game than Germany, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. If you're looking at it on paper, we've got unreal talent, and as I've said throughout this whole tournament, I've looked at other teams whenever we've played against them, and I've sort of had a look at their teams and thought, okay, really, what talent do they have to scare us? Because before an England game, I get so nervous, and I have to sort of reason with myself and say why we're gonna win, and just try and believe in us again. So yeah, I instantly look at their team and say, really, who have they got that are gonna hurt us? But on the day, it's 11 against 11. They're only human, and anything can happen. The next game is, funnily enough, someone out of our group. I didn't think that anyone out of our group would still be here at this point, but fair play to Czech Republic. They've been really solid, I think. Obviously, knocking out the Netherlands in the last round. Really good performance from them. So, yeah, Czech Republic versus Denmark. Obviously, Denmark have been really impressive as well. shown unbelievable togetherness after the Christian Eriksen incident. What do you think, Toby? Is that going to be a Denmark into to the semi-finals or?
Yeah, it's been spirited from Denmark, hasn't it? I think every game they play, they go out there with the mindset, "Oh, we'll do this for Christian. We'll do this for Christian." Um, I don't think they'll do this for Christian. This one, I think Czech Republic will win 2-0, and I think, as you say, Czech Republic have been so impressive. Um, on paper, I would probably have Denmark down as slight favourites to win this game in my mind. But no, Czech Republic have been really, really impressive. They remind me of like when Leicester won the league. They're the plucky little side that they just keep coming at you, and they keep shocking you, keep shocking you. It's like, at what point does this become not a shock? At what point do they deserve everything they're getting? And I think we have to hold our hands up and say, yeah, Czech Republic have been brilliant, and I think that I think they deserve the semi-finals.
Yeah, they've as I said at the start, they've been fantastic. The only thing I would ask Toby is that you don't think Denmark will score.
No, I don't. I don't think Denmark will score. And I know they put, was it 4 past Wales?
Yeah.
But I think that was really 1 past Wales until Wales gave up, and then it became 4 past Wales.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they'll be playing against a team that are going to give up. The Czech Republic have got such great work ethic, and they fight for each other. In that Wales team, obviously, we saw, as soon as Gareth Bale's head drops, every single other Welshman's head drops. And that's a really, really weak mentality to have. If you're just relying on the one Galactico player to pull you through a tournament, and Gareth Bale, he isn't everything that he used to be at all. So they're still relying on this what Gareth Bale used to be. Um, when they've got plenty of other individuals in that team that you can look to for some kind of go again, like Joe Allen, for example, the goalkeeper. I can't remember his name. Um, what's his name?
Uh, can't
Plays
remember
for
his name
Liverpool.
either.
No, not Liverpool. Used to play for Danny Ward. Danny
That's it.
Ward. Yeah, plays for Leicester now. Sorry. Um, So yeah, plenty of individuals in there to look to, but yeah, I don't think Denmark will be coming up against a team that they can just sort of brush past. Like I feel like they have done. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to be a really tight game. But I do think Denmark will have a little bit too much fight and a little bit too much for Czech Republic to deal with. I've gone for a Denmark win of 3-1. Um, yeah, I think they're going to carry on doing it for Christian. I feel like they've got that upper edge and upper quality to what Czech Republic have all over the pitch. Obviously, they've got incredible goalkeeper in Kasper Schmeichel. They're solid at the back. They've got people who can score. The confidence is going to be so high after putting 4 past Wales, even though it was, Wales giving up. But you still have to find the net. You still have to score the goals, even if the other team have dropped their levels. So yeah, I think Denmark will go through to the semi-final. Ryan thinks the same, but he thinks they're going to do it after extra time. He's got it down as a 2-1 Denmark win. He's written just a small statement as well. A tight affair with Denmark's motivation and slightly superior quality edging them through. So pretty much what I said. I feel like they've just got that extra squad depth and extra quality that will just take them that one step further. So yeah, I don't know what you think of that, Toby.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree. Like I say, I think Denmark on paper, I think, do have the better squad. They have had a better run, I would say. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? You get a feeling and you go with it on prediction. And my feeling immediately says Czech Republic with how they've been so far. They just seem to just always find a way. So
Yeah, especially in knockout football, things change so very quickly. And I feel like the mentality of the players is different as well with knockout football. Um, yeah, as we've said, the magic of predictions, anything can happen. And I am super excited for four more games coming up this weekend. Before obviously it drops down to is there a third place playoff?
I'm not too sure. Have a
No,
look.
I haven't seen one.
There
I'm
is,
not
yeah,
on.
there is,
There is.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so that's one more game than what I thought we were gonna have.
It's played on the
Um,
Saturday as well.
oh, okay, cool. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting stuff. Right, Toby, on to the big one. Semi-finals. Is it coming home? Are we gonna get there to the semi-finals at Wembley? Half a stadium again. Absolute scenes. England versus Ukraine. What are you saying?
I've said it every time I come on the podcast. It's coming home, baby. It's coming home. I think this game will be. It'll be another weight off the chest of England fans, and I'm gonna say England 3-0. I think it'll get to the point where we've scored two in the first half, and no England fans are nervous. They're just enjoying it. Because this might be the last game we enjoy this tournament without biting our nails off and our heart pumping out of our chest. This is yeah. I think this will be the last of the. I don't want to say easy because I don't want to disrespect Ukraine, as well as the fact that it'll make me look like a donkey if we end up losing. But I do think that we are on a different, like probably two or three levels up to Ukraine. I think Ukraine are lucky to still be here in many ways. It's if only they had come across a better team, they probably would already be out. So I think we are that team now. Um, but yeah, I think, like I say in my original prediction, I think it's coming home all the way. I think we have no excuses not to get to the final now. You know what I mean? We all were moaning, or at least I was moaning. It's like, well, we could have finished second and got an easier draw. Well, look at us now. I'm so glad we finished first, knock out Germany, and now look at us. We've got the easiest run to the final I've ever seen in my life. So we've really got no excuse.
Yeah, spot on. And I said to you, didn't I? You painted this beautiful picture of us, nullifying Scotland in the group stage, sending them home, bottom of the group, us then going on to beating Germany. It was absolutely phenomenal. As I said, music to my ears. And I said to you, Toby, I said, if we win this tournament, I'll buy you your beers for the rest of your life. I think I said. I'm starting to regret that statement because I really think that we could be seeing the first major trophy for England since '66, and I think they showed a clip of the trophy being lifted by Spain at the end of the game or at half time or something. And I couldn't help myself but picture Harry Kane lifting that. And it gave me goosebumps, it gave me chills. I was thinking of how it would look in the media, all the players celebrating. I don't know, tell me if I'm getting carried away. But
Think about one thing, and you've thought about. You're almost there about thinking about it, but think about Ben White lifting that trophy.
oh, mate, a Brighton player lifting a major trophy for England. We are nowhere near lifting a major trophy ourselves. So to see that would be absolutely epic. I know he's rumoured to be almost joining Arsenal now. But as I said a few podcasts ago, that the simple fact of the matter is he was a Brighton player when he got into this squad. So as far as I'm concerned, he's a Brighton player that's going to be lifting it. I don't care if he moves to Arsenal. In the meantime, so yeah, I don't know if I'm getting carried away in picturing those images. Seeing the likes of national hero Marcus Rashford finally getting his rewards for what he's done for the community and what he's done for the country and all the children around this country. Even the whole UK. It's not even just England. It's Wales. It's Northern Ireland. It's Scotland as well. And if there is any Scottish or Welsh people listening to this, hoping we go out, just remember what Marcus Rashford has done for us as a community as a whole during the pandemic. It's been absolutely inspirational. So yeah, I feel like if there's any set of players, except for Denmark, that deserve this, it's us. But yeah, I'm probably getting carried away. Um, I've got it down as 3-0 to England as well, Toby. So there you go. That's 2 out of 4 predictions that we've got pretty much correct.
We
Not
always do
correct,
it.
the same. Yeah, I think obviously Harry Kane now has broken the duck. Got the monkey off his back, if you like. And fantastic little nodded goal against Germany, which sent the country into absolute raptures of delight. So yeah, I think Harry Kane's going to get a couple more. I saw an article this morning. I'm not sure who it was by. It was a sort of column by a professional player, I think, saying that they think that Harry Kane is now going to surpass Raheem Sterling in goals scored. But yeah, I don't know if I see that happening because I feel like Raheem Sterling could get a couple more, especially if we go back to Wembley and play in the semi-finals. So yeah, 3-0 England. Ryan, okay, Ryan's prediction. Don't worry, England win. England 3, Ukraine 1, and he's got a massive bit of capital letter text. Semi-finals, lads. Ukraine will get a goal at 2-0 to England to introduce some nerviness, but otherwise a fairly comfortable England win. 2 for Kane, including 1 from the penalty spot. He thinks that a German is going to give us a penalty. Not sure if he knows who the officials are, so I'll spare him on that one. But he has got England to win. So, yeah, semi-finals. It's coming home, boys. It's coming home. Just something to touch on, Toby. Jadon Sancho, Manchester United. Deal done, in principle. Do you feel like that is why he hasn't maybe got the minutes that he should have done? Do you feel like that might have been distracting him at all, or?
No, no, I think Sancho is a great winger. And I say winger like the way I said it because he doesn't come inside from the right because he's right footed. So he would either shoot across goal or cross it, which I think obviously would be quality. But what I've seen from Southgate so far is at the moment he's preferring wingers that can use both feet. You saw Greenish can cut inside, or he can do what he did, go out to the left and use his left foot to cross it. I don't think Sancho would get the same cut inside power. I think you want to be unpredictable. You want to get players on the wings that can use both feet. Even Saka can use both feet, which is why I think Saka's been preferred. As much as we'd all like to say, "Oh, I'd love to see Jadon Sancho play," etc., we're winning. You can't change a winning formula. And I mean, even when Southgate has changed a winning formula, it tends to be for the better. So you've got to trust his judgment. I think he'd probably be a good player from the bench, but I don't think it has anything to do with his transfer. I think that he's told his agent some numbers, and he said, "Look, if you go and get me those numbers, I'll concentrate on this tournament. You go get me that amount of money, go get me that guaranteed playing time, and then I'll sign the thing." And that I think that's it for him. I think that's the extent of it.
Yeah, yeah. It was my initial thought when I saw the transfer going through because I wasn't sure that it was in that much of an advanced stage. I thought it was all going to be completed after the Euros. So I felt like maybe that could have been a factor into why obviously he hasn't played. But as you say, Southgate has got it pretty much spot on every single time. Maybe could have done a little bit more against Scotland in terms of trying to beat them, but when you look back, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and it now is the perfect result for us to have gotten. Yeah, people would like us to win, yes, but I feel like we learnt a lot from that Scotland game and how it finished. We learnt a lot about the squad and about how Southgate was approaching things. That it wasn't just going to go all guns blazing against a Scotland team that can hurt you if they expose you. They of course they can hurt you. They're an international team and they've got a squad half full of Premier League players. So yeah, they were going to hurt you if you were going to play it into their hands really. And yeah, I feel like we just nullified them really well. Just going on to the Germany game, you said about your man of the match, Jordan Pickford. Um, Absolutely inspirational performance. He's been fantastic. I feel this tournament. A lot of question marks over him before we came into this tournament. Over, he didn't have the best of seasons with Everton. Trailed off towards the end, made a few mistakes here and there. Um, but I feel like when he plays for England, he's absolutely inspirational. What do you think about Jordan Pickford?
Yeah, I mean, a few things really. The first thing I'd say is both Pickford and Sterling have always been in my teams from the very start, and I think they're proving why they should have been. And I think I'll just do a bit of a shush to Ryan because he had Sam Johnston starting over Pickford, which I don't think we would have got the same performance out of Johnston, to be fair. Even if it's just about looking big in the goal that made Thomas Muller miss, even that sort of thing, I think Pickford's just really good at doing. Um, Again, Raheem Sterling as well, scoring goals, but I'll leave that for a moment, and I'll talk about Jordan Pickford. He's he puts on an England shirt, and life becomes rosy. He really just gives it his all. He makes fantastic stops. You see balls so powerfully kicked, it looks like it's come from one of those machines that's meant to train you at free kicks. He must be on it all day, every day, so he knows exactly how powerful these balls are coming. Because how he got his hand up to save that Havertz shot, which I think was going to go crossbar and in, I mean, he just looked so big. At no point did it look like Germany were going to score, other than the Thomas Muller going through on goal. And even then, I was still like, I had hope that Pickford could save it. I'm like, I can see Pickford getting a one-on-one save here, but I don't know. You let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I I can't say anything bad against Jordan Pickford. For his club form, yes, I can. But for England, we saw it at obviously the last World Cup as well in 2018. Unbelievable performance in the penalty shootout against Colombia. Um, I don't feel it was overly his fault for the two Croatia goals. I feel like we were really poor and our heads dropped. And if you haven't got your defence in front of you, you got to feel sorry for the goalkeeper. Just on that Muller chance, obviously we're giving Pickford the plaudits for making himself big and maybe putting Muller off. I just want to give a huge shout out as well to Kyle Walker. I feel like his performance against Germany in a back three was absolutely phenomenal. I love how Harry Maguire and John Stones can act as, the old fashioned centre backs, clear everything, tackle, and then if they miss something, there's Kyle Walker sweeping up at the back, getting rid of all the danger. His pace is electric. I don't know if you watched his run when Muller went through on goal. I feel like he must have played a part in Muller missing that because I know obviously it was really loud in the stadium, but if you're Thomas Muller and you're in that moment, I guarantee you he heard Kyle Walker
Oh
bearing down on
yeah,
him. I
absolutely.
guarantee you. And yeah, that you know, all of those players that were in that moment there played a part in Thomas Muller missing that chance. Thomas Muller is a world class footballer. He should be doing better there, but I'm English. I don't give a fuck. I'm so glad he missed.
Yeah, yeah. If I could
So
if I could just quickly interject and bear with me, we're gonna have to edit this out. But my door's going, so I'll be right back.
no
Not
worries,
right.
mate. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We are back. Toby had to grab a delivery, so yeah, as we were saying, Thomas Muller, obviously, as I said, world class player, and should be doing better, but we're English, we don't care. So yeah, obviously, hearts in mouth moment. Probably the only really scary moment we had, Toby.
Yeah, I'd say so. Other than that, as we were talking about Jordan Pickford, I just feel so safe. If a shot comes from the edge of the box, which the Germans love to do, Pickford, I just think he's always going to save it at the moment. And I think even more so against Ukraine, you've got the likes of Yarmolenko, who's their inspiration. I think that he's quite good from the edge of the box as well. But Jordan Pickford saves those. And in days of old, people have been slating Jordan Pickford for having short arms. It's like, well, it doesn't matter if he can save it with his head. If he doesn't have any arms, he'd probably just dive and save it with his head. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm absolutely chuffed with Jordan Pickford. I think Germany, yeah, they shouldn't have missed that chance. It would have changed the outlook of the game. And as Thomas Muller said, he's probably going to get sleepless nights over it. Um, but all in all, great time to be an England fan at the moment.
absolutely. And just going on what Thomas Muller said, did you see what he said before the game? I think it was Thomas Muller called us arrogant or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what I say to you, Thomas Muller, is unlucky, mate. you know, talk talk is so cheap before probably one of the biggest games of your career. Um, England versus Germany in a last 16. So much history in there. Be careful what you say, because yeah, it's come back to bite him now. Obviously you saw the videos of the Germans in their fan parks, watching that Thomas Muller chance. They were celebrating before it even went in.
Oh,
And
what a quality
yeah, to
video.
see their dejected faces after obviously it flies past the post. It's unbelievable, mate.
I mean, obviously, there's been some horrible abuse online for the little girl that was crying,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I wouldn't
disgraceful.
I wouldn't ever go to the level of abuse. But I'm just saying, I know how it feels. 10 years ago, I was just a kid watching Lampard score and it get ruled out for whatever reason. So I know exactly how it feels. So there was a little moment in me where it's like someone else is feeling how I felt. It felt like revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the people that go into the lengths that they're going is like calling her all sorts of names.
it's
It's
disgraceful.
horrible. It's really horrible.
Utterly, utterly disgusting. This is a little girl who loves her country, loves football. Something that we should be, encouraging. Little girls getting into their next um generation of female footballers coming through. It's growing, and everyone should support it because it's their game as well. There's so many incredible female pundits out there, commentators, obviously the female referees, everything like that. They absolutely deserve the same chances as what we get, and absolutely do not deserve the amount of abuse they get when you know I see it all the time on social media. If I don't know, Alex Scott will tweet something. You don't know what you're talking about. She absolutely does. She's played at the highest level of international football. She knows more than you do, Dave down the road. You know. Um, so yeah, I won't get too much into that, but as you say, Toby, we know that feeling of going out of a tournament to your biggest international rivals. it's a horrible feeling. I cast my mind back to the 2006 World Cup. Was when I first discovered the heartbreak of international football when we went out to Portugal. I was in tears for about an hour. I must have been 9, I think. No, 11. I was 11. Um, yeah, it was just absolutely heartbreaking. I remember as well, my cousin was about 4 years old, and obviously he didn't know anything about what was going on. I was in tears. He went over to to get me some tissue and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You'll understand one day."
But
um,
do they understand now?
Oh yeah, he understands now. In fact, you played football against him, Toby, when you
Oh,
came down to our thing in Lancing. So yeah, he understands football.
yeah.
um, so yeah, if you're planning on giving a Ukraine child abuse because they're crying because they're going out, think about it because you know exactly how they feel. Um,
Even if it was a grown man crying, I wouldn't give him abuse. It would just be. It would
no.
just be. It just feel. It feels good to know that they're going through what we have been through before.
Yeah, I think
Inside, but you would go out of your way to call her names. You know what I mean?
no, I think if it's a grown man, if it's yeah, yeah, absolutely, you don't give them abuse, but you can maybe sort of feel, oh, this is what it feels like to win the game and to be on the other side of it. That's the extent. That's all the extent I would go to is, okay, this is how it feels to win. They know now how it feels to lose. I would never ever call someone names or give them abuse because they're sad, or they're going through what we've been through. So yeah,
I mean, we've spoken
don't
about online abuse before on the podcast, and again,
yeah.
we echo the same statement. It must stop. I mean,
Oh, it has to.
I've seen people call this child like a slut.
Yeah,
How have you deduced that from her crying about a football game? Come on, man! It's you need to grow up.
honestly, it's what can I say? Like people type and don't think. 4 letters and then a tweet button can yes, that little girl probably will never see it, but her parents might. She might see it in the future. It's being shared everywhere. It's all over social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere I've seen it. Yeah, as we said last podcast, it absolutely has to stop and these platforms have to do more. They have to, I don't know, employ 2,000 people to look over reported tweets. Get human eyes on that, have a policy, and get rid of these people. So yeah,
What we can
there's no.
do as users of the platform is just continue to report tweets, continue to report offensive
Yeah,
pages. I think that's the only
absolutely.
way that they're going to get the eyes on them is if we highlight them as well. Call out
Yeah,
behaviour like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I had a little win a couple of weeks ago. It's sad that we have to call it a win, but someone was homophobic towards a Brighton fan, um, and myself and a couple of others got together in messages and said, right, let's report this tweet. Let's do everything we can to get this guy off the platform. And then, sure enough, 2 days later, he was gone. Um, but the problem is they can make a new email address. They can come straight back onto the platform, and carry on doing the same thing. And my answer to that would be identification. Photographic identification. If you want social media, identify yourself with official documents. Obviously, people say to me, "Oh yeah, but there's problems with hacking." That's not our problem. That's the platform's problem. if people hack in to Twitter and get a million address details or a million licenses, then they're going to get sued for millions.
It's not hard. It's not hard to implement it either. I guarantee you, if you open up your phone right now, Joe, you go to your banking app. I guarantee you, there'll be 3 layers of security, and then even then, you won't even be able to see the ID that you had to submit to sign up for your bank account. I sign up for trading stocks. I sign up for online banking like Monzo. Always have to put your ID on there, and then you have to show a picture of your face, move it up and down so that it can scan your face and make sure it's the same as what's on the ID. It's all done by a computer. Have exactly the same system when you log into Twitter, log into Instagram for the first time. No person's allowed to have more than one account unless it's a registered business account. Or, for example, if you're a startup or whatever, then you just have it as a side to your main account, but it's very clear that they're linked. You have to link them if you want to create a different persona.
Yeah, absolutely agree. If people want to carry on the anonymous thing, then absolutely get on with it. But I feel like Twitter should know who you are, at least. You don't have to put your name on there. You don't have to put your face on there. But Twitter should at least know who you are, so you can take some responsibility for what you say online. Because you wouldn't do it in the street. Everyone has identification if you're over the age of 16, 17, depends where you are in the world. So you wouldn't go outside, walk up to someone who's crying and call them what people have called this person. You absolutely would not. So yeah, people need to take some responsibility for their actions and for what they say, and they have to be held accountable, Toby.
Absolutely. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Well, that was some rant. But yeah, just think about it, everyone. Be kind. Enjoy these last few games of the Euros, because I'm sure we're going to see, much more drama than what we've already seen. If the rest of the tournament's anything to go by, and yeah, just look after each other. As I say, be kind and enjoy. Toby, it's been great, mate. Hopefully a semi-finals prediction with England involved.
Fingers crossed. But I'm so confident that I'm happy to do the prediction now. England versus Denmark or Czech Republic. England win 2-0.
Oh, there you go. An early prediction for you guys. An early prediction. Nice one. Obviously, if you've enjoyed, give us a like on YouTube if you're listening on there. Share our podcast all around. We're on Spotify as well now. So yeah, all the support is much appreciated. And all of you take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Bye bye.